Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to look at the SH Figuarts Batman from the Flash. This is the older Michael Keaton Batman. I pre-ordered this guy from AmiAmi.com, and it finally arrived today. For some reason, AmiAmi only allowed you to order one of this guy, so I'll have to get my second one to keep unopened elsewhere. In the meantime, let's take a look at the packaging. As you can see at the top, Bandai, Namco, from the Flash movie, Batman from the Flash, Bandai. Here he is in the package. Looks like we have some extra hands, Batarang, and then the unmasked older Michael Keaton head. One side of the package, Batman from the Flash. Other side, same thing. At the back, you can see the figure, awesome cape, different accessories and display options. There is a barcode on the back in case that helps anybody. So with no further ado, let's open him up. Alright. Now that this figure out of the package, here he is with all the accessories laid out. He comes with 8 alternate hands, totaling 10 interchangeable hands, 2 heads, 1 masked and 1 unmasked, 2 signature 1989 Batarangs, and then 2 transparent sort of poles to be able to outstretch his cape. But before I take a look at all that, let's talk about and check out the actual figure. So this is the Michael Keaton Batman from the Flash. Michael Keaton from 1989 and 1992 reprising his role as Batman. That is a big deal. A much older Michael Keaton. So let's take a look. Start with his face here. It looks good. Doesn't look great. I don't know, something's just a little off. Something about the lips just doesn't quite capture the way I remember it looking from both 89 and from the Flash. The cowl itself looks pretty good. Sleek, long ears. I can see the proper sculpting around the eyes and the brow. We go further down, traditional bat symbol. Now these things stick up way too far. You can see those big gaps between the shoulder and the cowl. That looks awful. Let's go further down. The suit itself looks pretty good. The sculpting on the armor, excellent. They would probably make a very good Batman Returns, at least from the armor point of view. The cape, I don't know, it feels kind of good, but kind of bad. It's hard to explain. It's like smooth, but it's sort of not, sort of sticking to it at the same time. It does have bendy wire going down the frame here. One on either side, and a bendy wire down the middle, but it has sort of like a thicker material, so you're going to be able to manipulate the cape a little better that way. Looks like single jointed elbows, but they go in more than 90 degrees. Double jointed knees. The armor looks good. The figure itself, first impressions, it's too small, and I don't know, looks better than okay, but not great. Maybe even not even good. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it looks good, just not great. I remember not liking the SH Figuarts Keaton Batman from 89. This one looks maybe a little bit better, but following in his footsteps. When I closer look at his face and head sculpt, it looks good. Something about the chin is just off. And the fact that the cowl is so disconnected from the part below it looks pretty bad. The cloth cape and the hard plastic cowl and the big gap, yeah, they really missed the mark there. Really nice side profile. Kind of reminds me of Christian Bale in the Batman Begins suit. I don't know, a little bit like Batman Forever. Something's just off about the chin there. And here's the figure, broken down as far as it can go with all of his removable parts detached. Now it looks like you gotta completely take the figure apart, the cowl, cape, etc., just swap heads. Now let's check out his accessories, starting off with his hands. He has a total of 10 hands, 5 left hands, and 5 right hands. Here he is with his first pair of hands. These are his fists. Then, with his next pair of hands, this is a pair of gripping hands with a very small grip, presumably for his batarangs. And his next pair of hands, this is a pair of gripping hands with trigger fingers for the grappling gun that he does not come with. And then we have a couple of open hands. Look like they could be some grabbing or choking or throwing hands. And then his final pair of hands. These are some good default hands. They would look good relaxed at his sides. Now to swap with the heads, which have made a real pain in the ass. Now you have to completely remove the Batman cowl. Then the cape also comes off. Before that, you have to remove this Batman symbol from the front. It's almost like a little button here that'll connect it into the chest area. And then swap with this thing. Now this thing is a separate piece from down below. These little pegs will attach into the body. Now that's how this guy works. There's those pegs that will attach into the body. Here are the pegs on there. but it makes it a real pain because you have to take this cape here, and it has some holes. You basically have to thread it through this thing first, and then insert it onto the body, and make sure everything lines up properly. Like I said, it's a pain. It's really not that difficult, but it's just a pain in the ass just to do a simple head swap. Here he is with his first head. This one has the Batman cowl on. And here he is with the second head, the unmasked head, older Michael Keaton Bruce Wayne head. Now the likeness, it's there, but it's not there. I feel like it's more accurate on the mouth and the chin. The hair and the eyes, yeah, I kind of see it, but I kind of don't at the same time. It's hard to explain. Now, it was a horrible pain in the ass to attach the sort of neck piece. It was really hard to get the pegs lined up with the holes. They've really made this whole thing with the unmasked head a huge pain in the ass and a huge mess to execute. Now let's talk about his cape. Now the cape itself, it doesn't look bad, but it feels really bad. It's sort of rough, sort of dry. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like your finger sort of gets stuck to it. It just is not pleasant to handle. With all these other action figure companies come out with great capes, this is kind of disappointing. It does outstretch and look pretty good, just like sort of Michael Keaton would do, but it just feels bad on your fingers. Now for his batarangs. He has two of them. They're the signature 1989 style batarang. You can see they're sort of a metallic color. Looks very good. Here's this Batman holding that batarang. Now you can't turn his head from left to right. Just like the 89 one, he has no articulation there, but I don't actually remember that being a problem with the Flash suit. And they're trying to be cute, I don't know. He can also hold two of those batarangs at the same time, but I'm telling you, it just looks weird with him looking straight forward. I guess this is about the best you can do, using his torso cut. And then his final accessory, he has these transparent posts. I believe these will attach into his hands and allow him to outstretch his cape, 89 Keaton style. Here he is, holding those posts, outstretched cape, 1989 Michael Keaton Batman style. Now they've taken a pretty good look at both the figure and his accessories. Now for his height. And that's my biggest problem with these SH Figuarts figures. They're 1/12 scale, but this guy is less than 6 inches tall. Way on the smaller end of 6-inch collecting, pretty much the smallest action figure line that I collect. From bottom to the top of his head, standing at about 5.8 inches tall, which can translate to just under 15 centimeters. And if you go to the top of the ears, about 6.1 inches tall. Now for his articulation, starting with his head. And his head can't do anything. It can't go from side to side, it can't go up and down. He's got the cowl permanently attached, and he has his bat symbol with a peg going through the cowl into his chest, not allowing anything to move. Shoulders, a ball joint, goes out a little bit less than 90 degrees, up, down, around, all that good stuff. Kind of has a butterfly joint, goes forward and back a little bit. Kind of drop down shoulders, go up and down, at least a little bit there. There's a good amount of rotation there. Single jointed elbow, they go in more than 90 degrees with rotation. His wrist can rotate and going to be hinged a little bit. He's got a ball joint in his torso. Rotate around, forward and back. Another one is waist. Rotate minimally, forward and back. Between the two, pretty good range of motion, but a little bit limited and kind of clunky. Legs, almost complete to splits. Ball joints inside of there. Now he does have the drop down hips. They look hideous like that. Push that thing back up. Rotation's pretty good. The legs go forward all the way. Back not much. Double jointed knees all the way back. And then his ankle. Forward and back. Rotate at least a little bit. Tilt rock also a little bit. And toe articulation barely moves at all. Not sure what the point of that is. Here's a look at this Batman in the Batcave with the Batmobile. Both versions of Barry Allen come to meet him. They ask for his help. Here's Michael Keaton Batman leaning over the rail of the Batcave, talking to the two Flashes. You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. After some reluctance, Batman agrees to take both Flashes in the Batwing. They're going to Metropolis to stop Zod and the other Kryptonians. Here's Batman on the city streets, taking out a Kryptonian. You would think he'd met his match, but he's Batman. After a long bloody fight, Batman is victorious, the unconscious Kryptonian laying behind him. What's next, he asks. Batman pulls out two batarangs and prepares to fight 6 more Kryptonians, led by Zod. Here's Batman on a rooftop overlooking the streets of Gotham City. And then here, getting ready to glide off the rooftop, protecting the streets of Gotham from above. Now let's check them out. Next to some other action figures, starting off with some other Michael Keaton Batman figures. The only other company that made a 6 or 7 inch scale Michael Keaton from The Flash is McFarlane. Here's the SH Figuarts version, next to McFarlane DC Multiverse version. There is a huge scale difference between these two. SH Figuarts supposed to be 6 inch scale, McFarlane supposed to be 7 inch scale, but there is way more than a 1 inch difference between these guys. Personally, I prefer the McFarlane version over the SH Figuarts one. Now, unlike SH Figuarts, coming with both a masked and unmasked head, McFarlane made 2 separate releases, one a masked version and one a gold label unmasked version. I got an extra one of the unmasked Michael Keaton Batman, did a head swap, and now I have an older Michael Keaton Bruce Wayne in civilian attire. McFarlane also released a couple different 1989 Michael Keaton Batman figures. NECA also released a 1989 Michael Keaton Batman. Fantastic release NECA's version is. NECA actually released 3 different paint variations. 1, the movie version. 2, the Nintendo Entertainment System version. And 3, the Kenner Homage Tech Shield Gold version. Mezco also recently tried their hand at the 1989 Batman. Mixed results. And here's the SH Figuarts older Michael Keaton Batman, next to the SH Figuarts younger Michael Keaton Batman from '89. I was never very impressed with the Figuarts '89 Keaton Batman. I'd say the Flash one's a little better, but still, something's off and just leaves a bit more to be desired. Here are all the different 6 and 7 inch scale Michael Keaton Batman figures that I have. I believe I have all of them, and I'm not aware of any others upcoming. Michael motherfucking Keaton, and for the love of God, somebody give us a Batman Returns Michael Keaton figure in the 6 or 7 inch scale. That is well overdue. Here's this Batman, next to some Keaton homage Batman figures. On the left, we have a Mezco, Sovereign Knight, Onyx variant. And on the right, a Mattel DC Universe Classics and Multiverse Keaton homage Batman figures. Here's this Batman, next to some Ezra Miller The Flash figures from both Justice League and The Flash. These are all from McFarlane Toys. And here he is, next to a couple more Barry Allen Ezra Miller Flash figures. On the left, Mezco. On the right, Mattel. Then, next to a bunch of Mattel Kryptonians from Man of Steel. These work good to double up as Kryptonians from The Flash as well. Now let's check them out, next to some other SH Figuarts Batman figures. Here's the older Michael Keaton SH Figuarts Batman, next to the '89 Michael Keaton SH Figuarts Batman. And here he is, next to their Christian Bale Dark Knight Trilogy Batman. Then, next to their Ben Affleck Batman from Justice League. And now, next to the SH Figuarts Robert Pattinson Batman. Then, with the SH Figuarts Injustice 2 Batman. And finally, with the Figuarts Batman Ninja Batman. Here are all the different SH Figuarts Batman figures that I have. I believe I have them all, and I'm actually not sure what the next one is. It's going to come out. Now let's check them out. With next to some SH Figuarts Batman villains. Here he is with the Injustice, Joker, and Harley Quinn. Then with some SH Figuarts Dark Knight Trilogy villains. And now with some SH Figuarts villains from the DC Cinematic Universe, from Suicide Squad, Birds of Prey, and The Suicide Squad. Now let's check them out, next to some action figures from different various companies, so we can see how he fits in, both scale and style-wise, in case you want to know which lines you can mix him with. Since he's an SH Figuarts figure, they're typically in the smaller end of the 6 inch scale. I'm going to start off my comparisons with some of the smaller action figure lines I collect, and work way larger, and I'm going to include as many Batman figures as I can during these comparisons. Since we already checked him out, next to a bunch of other SH Figuarts figures, here he is, next to some Jazzwares Fortnite figures, and some Mayfix figures. And now, with some Hasbro G.I. Joe Classified, and some Hasbro Marvel Legends. Here's Batman, next to a package of Angel Hair Pasta. And here he is, next to both some Mattel and Mezco Batman figures. Then, with some Jazzwares and Mattel wrestling figures. And now, with some NECA and some DC Direct Batman figures. Then, with some DST, Diamond Select Toys, and some Jack-specific wrestling figures. And finally, here he is, next to some McFarlane DC Multiverse Batman figures. So overall, this is a good Batman figure, but he's not a great Batman figure. Now here are my complaints. I'm not a fan of the scale. I prefer 7 inch scale to 6 inch scale, but this guy's even smaller than 6 inches. SH Figuarts can just be so damn small at times. I don't really like the cape. Yeah, it looks good, but just does not feel very good. Swapping out the heads is a pain in the ass. I don't know why they would make it that way. Now, SH Figuarts can really knock some Batman figures out of the park, do an excellent job. Their Batfleck, their Injustice Batman, Dark Knight Trilogy, their Pattinson, fantastic. They really missed the mark on their 89 Michael Keaton Batman. I think that figure sucks. This one is better than that, but still, once again, they kind of missed the mark on the Michael Keaton Batman. His accessories, yeah, they're okay. 2 batarangs, bunch of hands, the extra head. Could have come with so much more. Articulation, no issues there, it's pretty good. Sculpt and paint job, they're nice, just something's a little off on the face. I can't even quite put my finger on it, but I look at it, I almost see Val Kilmer, then Christian Bale from Batman Begins, then a little bit of Keaton. It's all sort of blended together. It's like they caught everything except for what they were going for. If I were to rate this figure, I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. Wish I was going to give him something a little bit higher than that, but it doesn't seem to warrant it. It's a fun figure. It's fun to have a 6-inch Keaton Batman to stand with my 6-inch Micheal Kryptonians, but just kind of missed the mark. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.